We're back! Mario Party 2, all Mario's 4-player games.
Roll call!
Roll call! This one is another one that I kind of like. It's counting.
Counting.
It's counting! It's tricky counting, though, because you need to count how many toads are wandering around in the scene, and whoever is correct wins. Multiple people can win.
Okay.
You press A to increase your count by 1, B to decrease it by 1. Don't confuse the mushrooms for toads. Toads move, mushrooms don't.
Okay.
So, that's the game,
You're counting
toads milling about,
high.
you need to count.
I don't think there's that many toads.
Your count goes up to 99, it's a 2-digit counter, will not go above 99. So yeah, you can see here there's some mushrooms mixed in with the toads, and you need to count out the toads and not count the mushrooms. If you're playing against good computer players, you could kind of use them to judge what the amount is, because they tend to gravitate towards the correct amount and then, like, wobble back and forth, one below and one above. So you see 20 is the correct amount, and you can see them kind of wobbling between 19 and 21, back and forth. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of use that to judge if you're correct. And at the end, you know,
but you could do for the same. You could do the same strategy for players.
Yeah, but the players are, you know, you have to rely on a human having correctly counted them. This is the computer player, knows how many there are, and will wobble back and forth over the correct answer.
Type 2.
Type 2 has you counting boos. Boos will fade and come back sometimes. They're transparent, so that makes them harder to count. Also, you know, they kind of phase through each other a bit. So, that's the thing of this, is there's boos and they're fading.
18?
Let's find out in 17 seconds. Yeah, looks like 18. And again, you can see they're hovering between 17 and 19.
As if they're double-checking themselves, but they're not, because they're fake people.
Yep.
Finish!
So do you only win if you get exactly correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody who gets exactly correct wins, everybody else loses. This is a
no...
game where everybody can win.
And everybody can
And
lose.
everybody can lose. Type 3 is bob-ombs.
Okay, but what makes bomb-ombs tricky to count?
Bob-ombs are tricky to count because sometimes bob-ombs will explode, and you should only count the ones that exist at the end.
Ah.
So, if you've counted one and it explodes, you need to deduct that from your count. Also, there are these blocks here that they kind of hide behind sometimes. So there you see that one, it goes and explodes, so you need to make sure you don't have that one counted.
Mario, there's not two.
It took me a little bit to get the count here, and then there's another one that
exploded.
explodes, and it's down to 17. So, again, I kind of like this one, because it's a bit more relaxing, I think, than a lot of the games.
It's relaxing as the entire field explodes.
And again, because it's something that everybody can win, it feels, like, nicer. It's
Than a
less
lot of
directly
these
competitive.
aggressive games, such as Bombs Away.
Bombs Away is another game that was in Mario Party 1, but here they change it up quite a bit. In Mario Party 1, it was just firing cannonballs from a Shy Guy pirate ship. Now we've got this Bowser ship, and it fires more than just cannonballs.
Okay.
So, in this game, it will end immediately if there's only one player left, and that player will be the winner. Or if the timer runs out, everybody who is still around wins. So you see, now we've got these
Direct hits.
bullet bills, missile bills. They, like, directly aim for the island. They will always hit the island somewhere.
And if you're standing on the island when it gets hit, then you get stuck.
If you are too close. Yeah, if you're standing on the island, then
watch
you get
out!
stunned. Yeah, when you get to 5 seconds left, it fires the huge Bowser missile. And I believe anyone who is standing on the island at all when the Bowser missile hits gets thrown off.
Wow. Tipsy Tourney.
This
was
one
from
is
Mario Party 1?
exactly the same as Tipsy Tourney from Mario Party 1.
Oh.
There is nothing different about it at all. It is just straight up there. So, an interesting thing, I don't remember if I've said this on camera before, or if this was in, like, a scrap recording, but Mario Party 2 was originally going to be a disk drive expansion to Mario Party 1.
Right.
So, there's, like, that you can kind of see a lot of the, like, vestiges of that, just from the fact that there's a lot of mini-games that are the same, it uses very much the same engine.
Honeycomb Havoc.
This one is log. It's a counting game. You need to... So, everyone takes turns hitting this block. The block can show either 1 or 2, so you pick either 1 or 2 things to grab. Anybody who grabs a beehive gets stung by bees and runs off, and they lose. Whoever is the last one remaining is the winner.
Okay,
So-
and you can collect coins for...
Yeah, there's also
coins.
bonus coins here. The fruits are not worth anything. They're just the thing that you can grab that doesn't kill you. So, yeah, you are trying to make sure that you grab the correct amount so that other people have to grab the honeycomb, but they can't force you to grab the honeycomb. Yoshi's chased off
Reminds
by
me of
bees.
a game, I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, this is like there's a very classic, like, logic puzzle game
Yeah.
that this is modeled after. Or, like, you're collecting sticks and whoever's...
Sidebar,
grabs the
tell me
last
what the
one.
name of this game
Yeah,
is.
Sidebar will tell us what this classic, ancient game of grabbing sticks that this is modeled off of is.
Though they messed it up by having like 3 and 5,
Yeah, here, because...
1, 2, or 3, but yeah.
Here, it's a little weird because there are 4 players.
Yeah.
You know, the classic game is one-on-one. So, like, once it gets down to one-on-one, you can kind of use strategy of how that worked. But, yeah, you want to make sure that there are 2 items left before the beehive when your opponent goes. And then, or no, when you go. 2 items left before the beehive. So, I kind of screwed it up at the end there, but... Hexagon Heat. This was in Mario Party 1, kind of. It was called Mushroom Mix-Up, and it had you standing on mushrooms that would sink into water. It's literally the exact same game, just they changed the look of it.
Instead of water, it's lava, and instead of mushroom, it's hexagon.
It's just metal floating hexagons. But yeah, Toad holds up a color. You need to get onto that color of hexagon. Everything else will sink.
Yoshi!
Yeah, that's really the strategy of how you win this game. You force someone to, like, you block someone out so that they have to jump to get onto the platform, and then you run underneath them so that they bounce repeatedly.
Oh no!
But yeah, it gets faster and faster every time, and whoever is the last one standing wins. This is another one that everybody can lose if the last people fall in all at once.
But there's only one winner.
There is, at most, one winner.
Peach has got it.
Peach has got it. Skateboard Scamper, another one that was in Mario Party 1, except instead of fleeing from a collapsing bridge, now you're fleeing from a boo.
Oh.
And you're in a boo house. And instead of having just, like, thwomps blocking your path that you have to jump over, there's, like, the floor will raise and lower at some spots. But,
So it almost makes more sense.
but it's otherwise the same game. You tap B to skate your skateboard, and you press A to jump. And you see how the floor is going there, and you've got slopes now. You want to ride the downslope and jump up the upslopes for the best speeds. Also, there are coins that you can grab for bonus. This one
Still,
is
whoever
a bunch
gets
of...
to the thing first.
Yeah, whoever gets to the end first wins. If anyone falls far enough behind that they get grabbed by the boo, they're knocked out. Tile Driver, here's a new one. You hip drop the panels to rotate them, and you try to get the picture in the center matched.
Okay.
So there are 3 pictures for each tile. There's a Goomba, there's a Koopa, and there's a Boo. And it will pick one of the 3 that you do, and then you make your panels match that with hip drugs.
And everybody has the same...
Everybody has the same layout, so it's purely skill-based. And the advice for this one says, make sure that you're matching the correct picture.
That's good advice.
It would be very embarrassing to be the first person to get it, but have the completely wrong picture. Dizzy dancing. This one's weird.
Oh.
So, the game rules don't actually explicitly tell you this. They kind of imply it, but when this game starts, your control will be altered. It will be rotated some random amount, and may or may not be mirror flipped along a random axis. So, you kind of need to figure out what your directions are. Whoever goes to the center and grabs that music note first is the winner for this one. So you can see everyone was kind of going weird directions because the controls were altered. You know, everyone has to figure out what direction to go. Sneak and Snore. This is red light, green light.
Okay, but with a chain chomp.
But with a chain chomp. You stop moving to just duck and hide in your barrel. You need to move up and push the button and then go and get out of the door. Whoever's the first one to escape wins. The faster that you're going, the longer it takes you when you've released the control stick to stop and hide in your barrel. One thing that helps with this, so you can see I wasn't quite all the way hidden back in. One thing that can help with this is, if you pay attention and notice, this chain chomp will only wake up when its, like, spit bubble is large. Like, it will blow out the bubble, and the bubble will pop. You know, the bubble will only pop when it is at the largest.
Shy Guy says.
This is another one that was in Mario Party 1. In this game, they make it more complicated, sort of.
The semaphore game.
So, in Mario Party 1, sometimes the Shy Guy would fake you out. He'd hold up both flags and then put one down. He does that in this too, but also more. Also in this one, there's a Lakitu that goes by and shows you the exact amount of time that you have for raising the correct flag. So, you know, once the Lakitu gets off screen, then that's the end.
Now, what I like about this is that this implies that the Shy Guy, you know, is happily doing his little thing, but if you fail his game, if you fail to raise the correct flag, which we're going to see soon...
But yeah, you see there, he gets real tricky. He'll hold them both off, put one down, and then pull it back up and put the other one down.
He just fucking murders you.
Yeah, yeah. Which, yeah, this is a little bit more brutal than in the Mario Party 1, because Mario Party 1, you were on a boat, and he would cut you off, and then you'd be lost at sea, but you're still technically alive. Here, he drops you from the sky. Slot Car Derby! So this was another one that was in Mario Party 1.
I remember unlocking slot car tracks and you having a terrible time.
Yeah, it's, so you use the control stick to go. The further that you tilt it, the faster that you go. If you go too fast along the curves, you'll spin out and get stalled.
So curves is anywhere that has the red and white marks, right?
No. Oh. Curves is anywhere that is curved.
Oh dear.
There are curves that are not labeled with the red and white marks. Everywhere that has the red and white marks are curves, but that's not all of the curve. This one I have some trouble with just because it's... The N64 control stick is not super precise. Or it's a bit hard to use precisely.
Yeah, I think I like this better when it was hold down A.
It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It happens in the future, don't worry about it.
Okay.
For, like, a DS minigame.
Which makes sense, because the DS doesn't have a control stick.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has multiple courses. Here's course 2. It has more curves.
I do like how each of the courses has this little overlap pass so that each person has a chance to go on the innermost track.
Yeah, it's all of the thing. Yeah, you will go on each of the 4 lanes.
Oh.
As a note, if you ever lap another player and like actually run into them from behind, it will knock them off the track and they will be knocked out of the game.
Huh.
This generally only happens if I have multiple controllers plugged in that I'm not using and I'm just playing with one person.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it only happens if someone has decided to fuck this game.
Someone has just put their controller down.
Which, you know, is likely to happen in Mario Party.
Also, this is another thing. Each of the tracks has its own high score. For fastest time. Track 3 has even more curve.
Dear.
But it also has several long straightaways, so... yeah, if you are holding the stick before the go, you spin out immediately. So don't jump the gun. You do get a false start in this.
It's not really a gun, it's more of a flag. But...
Well, you shouldn't jump guns either. That's dangerous.
Leave it to professionals like Mario, professional bullet jumper.
Exactly.
Oh no! So far behind now.
Yeah. I would have gotten another new record if I hadn't spun out one of the times that I spun out. Oh well. Deep Sea Salvage. This is a bonus game. So, bonus games are games where it's just, there are coins, you collect the coins, however many coins you collect are what you get. There's no explicit winner. Bonus games, there were bonus games in the first Mario Party. They get shown as a different color when the roulette wheel comes up for selecting game.
Right.
In Mario Party 2, bonus games will only appear during the last 15 turns of a given map. So, yeah, you're in submarines. You tap A repeatedly to surface to go up. You release A to go down. You use the stick to go left and right, and you just try to grab coins. The guy will also throw spikes. Don't grab spikes. They hurt. So, this game can actually be pretty lucrative. You can see I've got 30 coins here. But, yeah, that is the last of the 4-player games. So, tune in tomorrow. We're going to start the 1v3.
Alright.